This is Shivakkumar again. Actually, say might be actually, or many people actually you have come across these questions. Say, what is an SAP WM inbound process? What is an SAP outbound process? What are the interfaces? So, what is WM warehouse process, right? So, when a question was asked on this on this kind of questions or areas, so there is normally the SAP WM inbound covers flow between a goods receipt and stock placement within the warehouse, right? Normally, what are the steps involved in inbound process in WM is first thing, goods receipt. When receiving a material from the vendor, you are receiving the material and doing goods receipt for the received material, and then creating a transfer order for the put away. There is put away strategies, whatever depends on the material, depends on the process, and the business flow, nature of material, lot of things are there which determines the type of put away strategy to be used, and printing put away labels, third point, and fourth one, physically putting the material away from the GR zone to the final zone. Then the configuration requirement for WM inbound operations include integration to the inventory management. So this includes a lot of tasks, say defining the storage location control for your warehouse, and then defining and mapping movements between the IM and WM through the reference movement types, and defining post changes, and determining interior storage areas or locations, and automatic transfer order creation control, and managing negative stocks in warehouse, and disabling certain movements in certain storage type based on the business requirement. So you need to be more precise when answering these questions. Actually, what are the inbound activities you perform? See, when an interviewer is asking you what are the inbound activities you perform, or put away activities you perform in an SAP WM in working in a configuration or a support projects, so you need to elaborate all these things. When coming to WM outbound, right? So this includes generally the entire flow for an outbound delivery to the end customer, or any, when the material is moving out of the warehouse, right? So the steps may be, a step is actually selecting deliveries for picking. There is picking strategies based on the material, business process, type of industry, line of business, the nature of material handling, all this type of material characteristics. Say either it is a viscous or a solid material or a bulk material, the material shape, everything determines the picking strategy, and also the nearest to the picking area, and how the strategies are first in first out or last in first out, based on the sled, the shelf life expiration date, best before manufacturing date, all these things determines the picking strategy, right? So that is the first thing. Then creating transfer order for the outbound delivery. Whatever the outbound delivery you are creating in VL01N, with reference to that you are creating the transfer order in LT01 or whatever it may be. We have different transactions for creating the transfer order based on the scenarios. Say then pick printing the pick labels and pick list, and the pick list will have the exact quantity of how much quantity you are issuing, how much quantity to be picked or already picked in for the delivery. So whether it is a partial or a full completed delivery, all these things can be determined using the pick list. So the user can check the pick list, based on that he will confirm that transfer orders, and carrying the transfer order confirmation for picks, and the packaging the deliveries into the handling units for moving between the different locations. So handling unit will be used for tracking the material location in a particular warehouse or a plant or whatever it may be, at what stage or what location or for which process it is there. You can track using in the physical warehouse as well as in SAP. You can track using the HU, right? So one thing, HU is not coming default with I can say WM. So you need to activate the HU for the particular storage location and everything. But SU will come default. Storage unit will come default. Handling unit you need to do configuration. Okay. So packing deliveries into the handling units, and then creating shipments for the deliveries once you confirm the deliveries, and then loading the handling units into the shipment. Shipments will follow some 6 to 7 magical steps in the VT01 in transaction or VT02 in transaction. You can see shipment start to the shipment and complete date and completion of. All the steps will be linked to the particular date, so you can track the date on which date actually the particular material was loaded, or all these things actually the put away, or everything can be tracked in the shipping tab, shipping magical steps in the item view. So the performing goods issues, these are the main things for the, you need to tell to, when the interviewer or any person is asking what are the outbound functionalities we perform, then you can tell all these things. When coming to WM intra warehouse, so it is an internal WM movement, right? So this includes process flow and technical information related to the all the operations within a warehouse for a physical inventory or cyclic counting, or a bin to bin movement, or a replenishment, production staging, or stock status changes. See, just a change in stock status, everything. So normally when coming to intra warehouse operations includes, say we have physical inventory or cyclic counting, or bin to bin move, or storage type to storage type move, replenishment, and then staging materials for the production orders issue to production, and stock status changes, all these things. And when coming to say actually what are the interfaces, WM interfaces you work, then this will give the WM interface with external systems include radio frequency, device integration, scanning and everything, and label generation, label printing, material handling devices like conveyors, automated storage and retrieval systems, ASRS, warehouse execution systems, WES. So due to the nature of the area, the information provided in this section will be functional as well as technical, because more of technical actually compared to a function. This WB pattern and WS interfaces, right, more of technical. So when asking what are the interfaces you worked, means when an interviewer is asking or any person is asking, so you can mention interface with the radio frequency devices for scanning, right, put away, picking, internal bin to bin or whatever movement, and interfaces with the label printers in YMLB, all these things, and then interface with material handling devices, conveyors, forklifts, ASRS, all these things. That is interface with ASRS, that is what I am saying. So particular storage step is designated for picking. From there actually you can normally pick in the conveyors will run, and the material will be placed automatically, and it will be taken for the staging, material staging and shipment and further process, end customer supply. And interface with the external warehouse execution systems, and SAP standard WM interfaces for IDOCs and BAPIs, warehouse control systems, and business functionality of a WM interfaces, and configuration settings required for the WM interfaces. So these are the main things actually. Other than that, we have two-step picking, and then I can say cross docking, and say automatic TO creations, immediate TO creations. A lot many things are there in WM. But when you compare MM with WM, so MM will have a ocean of process, right? Actually, the end-to-end process, front-end process, when WM is in a back-end process. So it is pure of technical things. Actually, lot of switches and everything will be there. So you need to be more cautious when reading a WM, when answering a question to a WM, or attending issues, the production issues in WM, right? So the details have covered is actually say what is a WM inbound activity, what is a WM outbound activity, what is the internal WM process, what are the interfaces. You normally the SAP WM is integrated with the external system, 3PL vendor systems. I forgot actually 3PL vendor system. I can actually say DHL, FedEx, all these things actually are considered as an integration as a 3PL. So we have 4PL, 5PL interfaces. All these things are there. Okay, so it is not a single logistic; is a ocean. So WM, when coming to say WM is a part of logistic execution, where logistic execution comprises of warehouse management, shipment, transportation. This part is important thing, and beyond that we have task and resource management, and then yard management. All these things part of LE. So LE means automatically we have warehouse management, then shipment and transportation, then task and task and resource management, TRM, and then actually we have yeah, yard management. All this part of LE. So WM is not a single thing. Okay. So even actually in SAP questions they are asking jointly warehouse and logistic execution, right? And so other than that, is a part of is a front end in model, right? I already told. So thanks for watching my videos. This is Shivakkumar signing off. Thanks, friends.